A game that makes this sport what it is, a rivalry game. For many schools and fans, it's days like today that can set your feelings about your school allegiance and provide a sense of accomplishment or dread for a very long time. Glad to have you with us at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, home to the UTSA Roadrunners. As we'll see a team from the Pac-12, the Texas State Bobcats, taking on a team from the ACC, the UTSA Roadrunners. For EA Sports College Football. And the Roadrunners' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's brought down to the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. So Texas State's offense comes onto the field first today. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors and you've got to limit the penalties because those will kill you, Bob.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
Wants to throw. It's Rivers. Just a short pass to the tight end. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. Wide open downfield. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31. And the Bobcats moving quickly to the line. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
The Bobcats back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. The give to the back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes second down.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Might as well stick with him. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. And the Bobcats are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Back to pass, it's Rivers. He's going for the big play. Grabs it inside the 10. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
Well, this guy obviously spent a lot of time in the film room this week because he is dissecting this defense early in the game in the opening drive. Great job with his eyes, great job with his rhythm, an explosive play there. This defense does not have an answer for this team.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Texas State.
If the offense continues to put drives like that together, this defense is in trouble. How about the balance, the ability to throw the football, run the football, keep the defense guessing, and then when it gets closer to the end zone, the physicality to punch it in. Great start for this offense.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. An 84-yard drive there. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. The Roadrunners offense will try to get something started with their first possession. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. The Roadrunners will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Fair catch called for and made around the 20-yard line. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Bobcats racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared, right?
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Man, this offense has been bad. How about the first play? Nowhere to go, nowhere to run, tackle for a loss. Second play, you get your quarterback sacked. And the third play, now we're sitting in third and long, right where this defense wants to get us.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on third down. Kick is in the air. He'll call for the fair catch here. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. So now it's second and long. Back to pass. Gets rid of it. That's reeled in. It's Jones. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up fourth down. And the Roadrunners decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. Handoff from the shotgun. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Fires it incomplete. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Dropping back, it's Rivers. He hurls one deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. They boot it away. Signals for the fair catch and looks it in at the 40. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3 and out the last time they had the ball. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll run play action. Got the back over the middle. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, UTSA! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Well, one of the areas areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play just like he did right there for 6 points.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he puts through the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Fires and picked off. Looking for more room. The 20. Touchdown, UT San Antonio. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6. This D gave them exactly what they needed, not only with a stop, but with a touchdown.
Yeah, and finding ways to impact the game early in the game, just make impact plays, right? The defense wants to create sacks, create turnovers. Great job creating the turnover and getting points off of it.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. NC State has the lead right now. This team can really open up the playbook at times, but I'm not sure this game is over just yet. They're up by 7 over Kansas State. This one has actually kind of exceeded expectations. Always a memorable chapter in the book of college football.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And the Bobcats want to pick up the tempo. Dropping back, it's Rivers. Using the quick game. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. New set of downs after the completion.
Well, we knew coming into tonight they were going to try to find this guy throwing the ball. I had no idea it was going to be this successful this early.
Oh, he's got some space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Bobcats with the 1st and 10.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got his man downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Now on first down from the 28. Wants to go up top on first down. Quick completion on the out. He works his way to the 23 before he goes out of bounds. They'll go to work in the air on second down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, first and goal. And the Bobcats didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. And he didn't get the pitch off, and he paid the price. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the D deny them on second and goal. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And they decide to trot out the kicker. And he'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. The field goal is no good. And they couldn't They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. On the option. He breaks a tackle.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. They've switched ends of the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. So they picked up that last first down on the ground, now with a fresh set of downs. Now on the option. Now the pitch. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 after the 35. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. He'll pull it on the read. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They plow ahead with the run, but still more ground needed to pick up the first down. 3rd down coming. Turning it on. Slips one guy, now he's loose. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. The Roadrunners in the hurry-up.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Makes the grab. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They'll have to get it to the 37 on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. No good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Catch in the middle, it's awesome. Nice pickup there, gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
Showed off just about every move in the book, except the forward move. Stopped for a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The inside handoff. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. The Bobcats come to the line with a new set of downs.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Back to throw, it's Rivers. Finds his tight end.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Trying play action. Catch in the middle, it's awesome. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've moved it into scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the 11. They'll go to the ground. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. Right back to it. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Bobcats are in the hurry-up. On 3rd and long, he's going to have have to throw for it. And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. Nestled just inside that right upright. That'll bring him to within 4.
UTSA 14, Texas State 10.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. He'll ride his man on the option. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. The sure hands. It's Jackson. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Gets it out quickly. There he goes. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. Sends it back in motion. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. It's complete. Takes it all the way down to the floor after making the grab, and they're set up. And the Roadrunners trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Roadrunners.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with the score from the 4.
21, Texas State 10.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Looking to throw, it's Rivers. Lost one deep down the right side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man, it's Ferguson. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the 1st. The Bobcats will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. From the gun, give on the inside. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The Roadrunners line up to punt it away. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Going right to work up top. Hauls it in. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Snagged in the middle, it's Ferguson. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Dropping back, it's Rivers. Pulls it in, it's awesome. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. And the Bobcats have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw again. Makes the grab. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Bobcats can really attack on this 2nd and short. Back to pass. Throws for the tight end. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming. And the Bobcats come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Grabbed in the middle. It's awesome. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Got it in the middle. It's awesome. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Bobcats with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
Well, the offense has made it known on this drive. They're trying to throw the football, and they're going to let this quarterback go to work. The defense does a great job winning up front. They get the sack to try to slow this momentum down.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. It is good. That'll make it a 1-possession game. The lead is 8.
UTSA 21, Texas State 13.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Quarterback keeper. Finding open areas. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together, and a fun 1st half between these rivals. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this 2nd half.
And the Bobcats will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the 2nd half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Breaks into the open. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. And the Roadrunners want to crank the tempo.
And this defense has to be so disciplined. Like, you just got to understand, I can't all go for the quarterback. And too much attention on the quarterback. We didn't play the pitch really well. That's why this offense is really hard to stop.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Creates a little room. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2. Running game worked on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Caught behind the line. It's Jackson. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. They kick it away on 4th down. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Rivers. The throw to the outside is complete. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the 1st down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
Caught in the backfield. It's Peyton. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. Just going to keep it after the snap. The Bobcats are flying down the field. Here comes the option. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Pass rush. Coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback is excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Bobcats will punt it away on 4th down. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run the option. They'll try the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Makes the catch. It's Smith. At midfield, he's got room. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Grabs the screen around all kinds of defenders. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Punts it out of the air. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. It'll be 3rd and long. Gonna look downfield again. They'll run the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. The Roadrunners send out the punt unit. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. Looking to throw, it's Rivers. And the ball's out, and they're after it. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat. You're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But that great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground and getting the football out. A little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
And now the offense will come onto the field again. Quarterback on the keeper. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, UTSA! And they take it in for 6 more points. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. NC State is piling up the points here today. They've opened up a massive lead in what's shaping up to be the kind of blowout neither side will soon forget. They're up 14 over Kansas State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Back to pass, it's Rivers. Makes the catch. And runs through another one. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
They'll go back to the ground. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. The Bobcats want to move quickly.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Now the play fake. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. And the Bobcats really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. A strike downfield. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. The Bobcats will snap it on 1st and 10. The RPO, it's complete. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bobcats in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From inside the 10, here he comes. just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Off play action on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. On the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Roadrunners will call on their punt team. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6th time tonight. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. The Bobcats come to the line in the hurry-up. Off the play fake on first down. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Makes the grab. It's Ferguson. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Looking for a man. It's Rivers. It's on target and complete. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
He has the first and still on his feet. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down, and listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
To the air on first down. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And this has been the story of the night. The offensive line getting beat up. And this is why this team is losing. You got to protect your quarterback. This defense has had a field day with their 5th sack of the game.
And the Bobcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Here's the pressure. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Bobcats will send out the punt unit. That leg is staying loose, already the 5th kick of the night. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here comes the heat. He's going to take off. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. The option look. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. He'll do it himself. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Oh, he's got some space. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43. The Roadrunners headed quickly to the line.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The pull and throw off the RPO. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab outside. It's Jackson. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds and the 29, and they are rolling. Oh, it's a reverse. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. They'll send the back in motion. This guy can throw it. Caught near the sticks. It's Smith. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the laundry on the field? So they see the potential tying score wiped out by the penalty, and now time is starting to be against them. Pocket breaking down. On the move, he fires. Got him downfield. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Snaps it in the shotgun. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Under fire. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. After this long of a drive, you have to cap it off with a touchdown, and here comes 3rd and goal. Looking to throw again. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Handoff to the single running back. Turning it on. Smacks him with the stiff arm. A sweet run gets it out to the 30-yard line, and that can really jumpstart a drive.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And the Bobcats will hustle to the line.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Bobcats lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. They'll try to sneak it. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. Punt is on its way. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. UTSA takes over, and the offense ready to hit the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the jet motion. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. And the Roadrunners will punt this one away. They'll look to pin them deep. He's got it. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. To the air, it's Rivers. Rushes on him. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. And the Bobcats trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Handoff from the gun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. The Bobcats will snap it on 1st and 10.
And you just wonder if this defense now is starting to feel it a little bit. They're a bit on their heels after that 4th down play to keep this drive going. Someone's going to have to step up here and stop the bleeding. They're only up by 1 possession.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Off the play fake. The short hands, it's Ferguson. Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26. And the Bobcats moving quickly to the line. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. To the air on 2nd down. It's complete to the right. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. The Bobcats come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Wide open downfield. Right on the money with that throw. The defense was there, but they are in the red zone with a 1st down at the 12. Looking to throw, it's Rivers. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Gets open down the middle. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. He's got it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. Wants to go up top. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. In the air, and he's got it for the touchdown. And now they're a 2-point conversion away from locking it up.
Stop it. They got a chance to tie this thing. And massive play by this offense. This is exactly what you needed. You got the score. Now you got to get the two-point conversion. Time's not on your side. There is no wait till a later point. It's go time. What's your two-point play in this spot to tie the game up late?
They want to throw it. Under fire. And down he goes, and down goes for the moment. The chance to tie the game here in the fourth.
UTSA 28, Texas State 26.
They've got enough time to get another score, but they have to get the ball back on this onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched breath the other one sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course, and when you win, oh, is that sweet.
It's glorious to be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to post stuff on social media. It's a lot of fun. I think fans like it more than anybody, but it's something that every year you have a couple games starred. This was one of them, Jesse. They took care of business, and now you move on to the next.
They really did. We saw some great individual efforts in this game by the winning team, too. So cool to see some of these players that have had terrific collegiate careers make some of the biggest plays of their lives in this game, in a rivalry game that just means so much. This was a fun one to call.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.